Hello, welcome to our yoga class today. We're gonna be doing a pretty moderate practice, hopefully with a variety of postures and a lot of deep breathing. So we're gonna start in a standing position today towards the top of the mat. Just starting by rooting down through all four corners of the feet, maybe lifting the toes, passing weight side to side between the feet. As you settle in, tucking through the pelvis, growing long through the tall of the through the spine. Welcoming a nice deep inhale, maybe starting to close the eyes. As you exhale, letting the shoulders fall away from the ears. Maybe open the palms towards the front. We'll start with just tuning into our Ujjayi breath, our victorious breath. Because we are victorious. We're on the mat, moving our body today. We're going to take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, just kind of close the back of your throat. Like you're fogging a mirror, but with the mouth closed, you'll make a sound like an ocean. Another breath like that here. Just drawing your awareness inward and onto the mat, letting the world fade away around you. Tuning in to how you're feeling today. Maybe a little sluggish or maybe energized. And with that, maybe setting an intention for the practice. Maybe you'd like to add a little extra power or know that you're going to be taking it a bit easier than your usual today. Whatever it is, allow it to be without judgment. Maybe bringing a soft smile onto your face. We're going to try to carry that Ujjayi breath with us all throughout the practice as much as you can remember to think of it. The exhale's nice and long. We'll start with an inhale, pushing the shoulders forward and up. Exhale draws them down and back. A few shoulder rolls here. Maybe thinking to exaggerate them even more. We'll switch direction. Inhale draws the shoulders back and up. Exhale forward and down. Coming through center, we'll just tuck the chin and start to round ear to shoulder, other ear to other shoulder. Maybe taking the head all the way back, if that feels okay for you. So some head circles getting into the neck. And we'll come back through center, maybe opening the eyes. We're gonna take the hands overhead, interlace the fingers, press the palms up to the sky as you rise high onto the tippy toes, drawing those shoulders down the back. On the exhale, releasing the heels, bending into the knees as you hinge forward, releasing into dangling. We're gonna round through the spine, really trying to pull those shoulder blades apart, rounding all the way back up to standing. Inhale, rising onto the tippy toes again, hands coming overhead, pressing palms up to the sky. Holding here, really feeling the balance on your tippy toes. We'll exhale, release the heels, bend into the knees, waterfall over into your dangling. And inhale, round the spine all the way up. One more time here onto the tippy toes. Press the palms up to the ceiling. Engage through the core. Maybe challenge your balance by turning the gaze upwards. We'll exhale, release the heels, bend into the knees, take one more dangling. Really allowing the upper body to be super heavy here, no tension in the neck or shoulders. A deep inhale to expand into the belly. And exhale, feel the navel draw back in towards the spine as you relax a bit more, even through the legs. We'll inhale, round and rise back to standing. Beautiful. Inhaling, arms overhead. We'll take left hand grabbing the right wrist. Take a side bend out to the left. Maybe turning the gaze up under your armpit. Inhale back up. We'll take the right hand to the left wrist. Take a side bend to the right. Inhaling through center. We're just gonna inhale, cactus the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades, really pull the heart center forward, gaze up. Exhale, round through the spine as we bring our forearms to touch in front of our face. Really try to feel the shoulder blades expanding away from each other here. Inhale, we open. And exhale, we round. Just feel the navel pulling in back towards the spine. One more here, we'll inhale, open. And exhale, round. Releasing the hands coming through center. We'll find a wider stance, maybe feet towards the edge of the mat or right even outside the edge of the mat. We'll start with some hip circles, hands to the hips. We're just gonna roll these hips around. Taking it back the other way. And coming through center, we'll extend our arms out to a T, and we're gonna fold sort of like a windmill. The left hand comes down towards the right foot. Maybe you catch the foot, and we pull it back up. The right hand to the left foot, taking a twist and a fold, back up. We'll take it back down to the right foot and maybe hold here. Try to get deeper into the twist, opening through the shoulder, maybe reaching that hand further back behind you. And we'll inhale, rise back up. And exhale, right hand to the left foot, maybe grabbing outside the ankle or on the foot. We try to twist open, trying to bring your gaze back towards the thumb. And release, inhale, standing up. We'll go ahead, turn the heels in, toes out, and bend into the knees, starting to sink our hips down into a yogic squat. Feel free to use some blocks under your hands, or yeah, you can take your hands to prayer center. Another deep breath here. We'll release the palms, lift the hips, heel toe the feet right under the hips. And release into a forward fold. You can bend the knees here slightly still if you're feeling a bit tight. The inhale will bring us to halfway lengthen, straight spine. And we'll exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back into a plank position. Before dropping knees, chest, and chin to the mat. 8 limb pose. On the inhale, we'll drop the hips and start to lift through the chest, coming into cobra. Maybe squeezing the glutes to protect the low back. Maybe feeling the tops of the feet pressing into the mat. Maybe feel the sensation of your hands pulling back and your chest center pulling forward. We'll exhale, release the chest down. And inhale, we're going to lift back up. Maybe straightening a bit more through the elbows if you'd like. Really squeezing the shoulder blades in the back. And we'll exhale, bend into the knees, push the hips back onto the heels as we find child's pose. Staying active through the arms and the hands. Beautiful. We're going to tuck the back toes and start to extend the legs straight into downward facing dog. We'll take a bit here just to settle in, maybe bending and straightening the knees, pedaling the heels. We want to feel our shoulders pulling back, down and back. And so that there's lots of space between the ears and the shoulders. And we lift our hips as high as we can, kind of not even focusing on the heels towards the ground as much as you are the pelvic tilt, really sticking the booty out there. Maybe allowing the heels to soften and fall closer to the mat. A deep, victorious breath here, inhaling, expanding into the belly. Exhale, or maybe open mouth. Beautiful. We're gonna go for about 5 yogi push-ups. You can also do an alternative. So, yogi push-up, we're gonna bend into the elbows here as our chest kind of comes towards the ground. And then we sweep the chest up, drop the hips, coming into kind of an upward dog. You can also just kind of drop the hips here, squeeze the glutes as you find a back bend before lifting back up to downward dog. So let's do a couple more here, bending in, sweeping the chest low as we pull up, and exhale, push it back. Kind of find your own pace. Finding one more here. Returning to downward facing dog. We'll lift the heels, bend the knees, looking forward. Just maybe walk your feet towards the top of the mat, releasing into a fold. Before inhale, bending the knees, rising all the way up to standing. And exhale, release, hands at heart center or by your side. We'll go for a hatha sun salutation. So sun salutation, hatha style. Inhale, arms overhead, gaze up. We'll exhale, hinge, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen, hands to shins, straight spine. And exhale, right foot steps back. We drop the back knee and rise into low crescent lunge. Exhale, release the hands, tuck the back toes. We'll step the left foot back into our downward facing dog. Taking an exhale here, we'll drop the knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, forward into cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward. We drop the back knee, rising into low crescent lunge. Releasing the hands, stepping the back foot forward into forward fold. Before inhale, rising all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands by your side. Inhaling, arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, find length through the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll step the left foot back, drop the back knee, and rise into our low crescent lunge. Releasing the hands to frame the foot, we'll step this foot back to downward facing dog. Releasing the knees, chest, and chin on the exhale. Inhale, forward cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg steps forward, drop the back knee. Inhale, rise, low crescent lunge. Really letting those hips sink forward. We'll exhale, release the hands, step the back foot forward, forward fold. Before rising, inhaling. And exhale, release. Wonderful. We'll go for a little bit more of a variation this time. Inhaling, arms overhead, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lengthen. We'll exhale, step the right foot back, drop the back knee. Inhale, rise into low crescent lunge. We'll hold this for a moment here, so maybe dropping the hands to the hips, really thinking about getting deep, keeping the left knee over the front ankle. Releasing the hands, we push back with the hips and start to straighten into the front leg. Flexing the foot here, coming into half split. Feeling the left hip draw back, right hip draw forward. And we'll inhale, try to lengthen a bit more through the spine, maybe open the chest a little bit more. And exhale, maybe bow a bit deeper. We'll bend into the knee, step forward with the back leg, releasing into fold. Inhale, we'll halfway lengthen. And we'll release back into our fold. We're just going to step the left foot back, drop the back knee. Inhale, rise into our low crescent lunge. Pausing here, maybe taking hands to your hips just for a little extra push of the hips. We'll release the hands and push the hips back, straighten through the front knee as we find our half split. Squaring the hips. Trying to kind of remove any rounding of the spine if you kind of need any blocks under your hands here to give you some height, it might be really helpful. Maybe bowing a bit more on your next exhale. We inhale, lengthen. We'll kind of bend into the front knee, plant the hands forward, tuck the back toes. We're going to step this right foot back to our downward facing dog. Settling into your downward dog for a moment. We'll take the left foot center of the back of the mat. Inhale, right leg rises into three-legged dog. Bending into the right knee, we'll stack right hip on top of left. Get a nice hip stretch opening here. As you square the hips, we're going to lower into plank, taking the right knee to the outside of the right arm. Inhale, back up into three-legged dog. Lowering into plank, take the right knee to the left arm. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then we'll draw the knee in towards the chest, rising up high onto the left tippy toes. Try to step the right foot in between the hands, keeping a nice deep 90-degree bend in the front knee. We'll rise into our high crescent lunge. Staying really nice and straight and engaged through the back leg. Bringing our hands to heart center. We'll inhale, take a lean forward. And as you exhale, hook the left elbow outside the right knee, coming into a twisted high lunge. You can even open the arms up here to maybe help you twist a little bit deeper. We're going to inhale back up. We're going to circle the arms here, pivot on the back heel, coming into a warrior two. So you can stay really nice and low with the hips here. They're completely open towards the long edge of the mat. And our arms are at a T, gazes over the front fingertips. We're going to inhale, straighten the front knee, sweep the right arm overhead, and then release back into warrior two. Try to go a little bit deeper. Feel the glutes working, they're tucked. We inhale, take it back, reverse triangle, and back into our warrior two. Letting those shoulders fall away from the ears. The front forearm will fall onto the front right thigh, and we'll take a side angle, reaching the left arm overhead. We're going to bring our hands down inside of the right foot here, bending into the right knee and turning the left toes up to the sky as we find a low side lunge, like a low skandasana. Maybe challenging the balance, bringing hands to heart center. And we're going to press up, find a wide-legged forward fold, so facing the long edge of the mat, feet are wide. We're going to pigeon toe the feet a bit towards each other as we fold. If you'd like, you can interlace the hands behind the back, trying to keep the palms connected, maybe a slight bend in the elbows. Take your fist overhead. Inhaling all the way back up. We pivot the heels in, toes turn out, and we sit the hips down into a goddess horse squat. If you want to challenge a little bit, you can always try lifting the heels, but really thinking about sitting low with the hips. Inhaling, standing back up. We pivot into a triangle stance. So the front toes turn forward, the back toes turn perpendicular. So pointing towards the long edge of the mat. We take our hands to a T. We'll inhale, pull the fingertips forward, hinge over the side body as we come into our triangle pose. Staying strong and long through the side body, not trying to dump too much weight into the bottom hand. We'll bend into the front knee, kind of plant the right hands down in front of the toes, lift off the back leg. Find a half moon here, balance. The hips are staying open towards the side. We're going to try to go for about 3 little shrimp squats here. So we're going to bend both knees, bring the back knee in to touch the back of your right leg, and then extend back up into our half moon. So it's kind of a challenge as we kind of square the hips down as we lower, and then extend back up, open the hips. We'll go for one more here. I'm definitely feeling a bit of the burn. And here we're going to plant both hands, pivot the hips to face down. We find a warrior three, assisted. We'll gently plant the left foot down back behind us, extend through the right leg, kind of point those back toes towards the corner of the mat. Both knees really straight. We're going to inhale, lengthen, open the chest, and exhale, fold. We'll step the left foot further back, and we're gonna try to find a pigeon pose here. So bending into the front knee, we lift kind of off the foot and release our shin towards the mat. The right foot comes to the opposite side of your body, and you'll find yourself in pigeon, squaring the hips down and forward. We can maybe walk the hands back, inhale, before exhaling, releasing the chest over the front shin. Inhaling back up, planting the hands, tucking the back toes. We step the front foot back into downward facing dog. So lots of poses in the sequence here. Hopefully you know a bit more of what to expect. We're gonna bring our right leg center. Inhale, lift through the left toes, three-legged dog. We'll bend into the knee, stack the hips, hip opening. As you square the hips, we lower into plank, bringing the left knee to the outside of the left arm. Extending back up into three-legged dog. Lower, bring the left knee to the right arm. Extending back up, three-legged dog. We bring the knee in towards the chest and plant the foot between the hands, coming into our high crescent lunge. Feel the power of the low body here. Maybe staying a bit more relaxed. We bring our hands to heart center. Inhale, forward with the chest. And exhale, hook the right elbow outside the left knee. We're going for a twist, maybe turning the gaze up. Maybe opening the arms. We'll inhale, cycle the arms all the way up and over. We're gonna pivot the back heel. Mine wasn't very graceful, but that's okay. Finding a warrior two. Again, really focusing on the deep bend, keeping the shoulders right over the hips. If you have longer legs, you might need a really wide stance between your feet. We'll inhale, straighten through the front leg, reach the back arm overhead. And exhale, release back into your warrior two. Inhale, extend through the front knee, reach the back arm over. And come back into warrior two, maybe a little bit deeper this time. We bring the front forearm onto the front thigh, reach the back arm overhead, side angle, really breathing into the side body here. We'll release the hands as we start to release the hips. Coming into our low Skandasana side lunge, we turn the knee and toes up. You can definitely use some blocks under your hands if you're not able to get too deep here. The inhale straightens through the front knee, and we come into a wide-legged forward fold towards the long edge of the mat. Same thing as on the other side, releasing the head down. Maybe you take the hands, interlacing them behind the back, and try to pull the fist overhead. Inhaling, rising all the way back up. We turn the heels in, toes out. Sit the hips down into our goddess squat horse pose. Really strong legs here. Maybe lift the heels if you want to take it up a notch. Oh, I'm shaking. Releasing the heels will extend the knees straight. Turn the back toes towards the long edge of the mat, the front toes forward, extending the arms long. We go for triangles. So trying to really keep those hips open towards the long edge. And so that we can kind of remain a 2D shape, like we're flat against a wall. Shoulders stacked, maybe gaze up. Beautiful. We'll bend into the front knee. Plant the left fingertips in front of your right toes as you lift off into a half moon. And here we go for our shrimp squats. Bending into both knees, touch the back knee to the front calf, and then extend back out. We bend, pull it in, extend back out. Do one more here. Bend, pull it in, extend back out. Beautiful. We plant the right hand down, square the hips towards the ground, finding an assisted warrior three. We're going to gently plant the back toes behind us, pointing the toes towards the corner to release into a pyramid fold, trying to keep long and through the spine, open through the heart center. From here, we're going to just step the right toes back a bit more, plant the hands, and we're going to just press and lift, move the left foot towards the right wrist as we lower the hips down into our pigeon pose. So for pigeon, you can draw this left foot closer to your opposite hip, or for more of a sensation, you want to draw the foot away, bringing the shin parallel to the top of the mat. Maybe walking the hands back. We'll take a deep inhale, slight back bend here, before exhale, releasing into a sleeping pigeon. Letting any tension go in the hips. Yoga is such a detoxifying practice, and it really does help to move things throughout the body, welcome new blood flow in places that can often be stagnant. We'll tuck the back toes, lift through the chest, step the front foot back into downward facing dog. Beautiful. We'll take another flow here, just dropping knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, sliding forward and up, extending up into cobra. Before exhaling, pushing back into child's pose. Wow. Give yourself a ujjayi breath here or an open mouth exhale. A deep inhale and an even longer exhale. Inhale, rising with the chest. We're going to come to seated, maybe facing the long edge of your mat or not. We'll open the feet out wide to a V here for a dragonfly fold. So you can kind of just stay up and lean forward. We want to think about rolling our thighs back. You might even want to use your hands to do it so that the knees and toes stay pointing upward even as you fold. Maybe coming onto the forearms. Maybe feeling more of a stretch as you engage into the quads and the glutes. Maybe feeling yourself going a bit deeper. We'll inhale, rise, and just take a side bend both ways here, reaching one arm overhead towards the toes, turning the armpit up towards the ceiling. Inhaling back up and exhaling to the other side. Come all the way back up, squaring yourself on your mat. We're going to roll it down to the bottom, to our backs. Perfect, just checking the time. All right, so coming all the way onto our backs, we can hug the knees in towards the chest and maybe give a little rock side to side. We'll release the feet down, knees pointing up, hands by your side, or maybe even trying to reach for your heels. So maybe bringing your feet closer to you. We're just going to tuck the pelvis and then inhale as we lift the hips pretty much as high as you can, letting the navel fall back in towards the spine, maybe interlacing the hands and trying to open up through the heart center, kind of squeeze the shoulder blades together a bit more. Feeling strength in your legs. Before exhale, releasing all the way down. We'll go for an inversion here. One of my favorites, shoulder stand. So maybe gaining some momentum as you push your knees towards you and lift the hips. We're going to find like a shoulder stand. So we lift the hips, catch your hands on your low back. Perfect. And kind of walk in your elbows towards each other. We're going to walk the hands up the back, extend the feet up towards the ceiling, Maybe hug in the core. Really try to tuck the pelvis, become a straight line. It's important not to move your gaze or your head side to side. Beautiful. And whenever you're ready, allowing the knees to fall back overhead or interlacing the hands, maybe extending the elbows. We find cloud pose. So this can be look different for everyone. So wherever you're at, maybe close your eyes and breathe. Feeling the chin in towards the chest. We'll bring our hands back to our low back and slowly start to walk the hips all the way down, releasing onto our backs, maybe releasing the legs straight out, taking your hands right under your glutes. We're going to counter pose with fish. So bending into the elbows, lifting the heart center, just gently dropping the head back behind you, finding a back bend counter pose. Before exhale, releasing the back all the way down. Once again, we can hug the knees in, give ourselves a little rock side to side. Opening the arms like a T, we're going to drop the knees. Well, I guess we'll take the twist whichever way you would like to take a spinal twist. I'm going to extend my left leg straight and take my bent right knee all the way over to my left side, turning the gaze to the right. Sometimes I feel a deeper twist in this variation. Feeling the breath expand the belly and ribs on the inhales. And feel yourself release and twist a bit more on the exhales. We'll come back through center. Extend the right leg straight, hug the left knee in. And draw the left knee all the way over. Extend the left arm. Turn the gaze to the left. We find our spinal twist on the other side. Inhaling back through center. We'll come to bring our feet together, open the knees out wide. And so we're coming into a reclining butterfly here. Maybe you place your hands kind of on the top of your thighs, and you're going to push your hips away from you, decompressing the spine. We're starting to finish off the practice today. So, really just coming to tune back into your breath and starting to relax. You can release the hands, extend the legs straight, let the feet open. We're going to settle into our final posture of Shavasana or corpse pose. So allowing yourself to become really comfortable, however that may be, if you would like a blanket or any pillows. And allowing the eyes to close before settling into Shavasana in complete rest and relaxation. We're going to do a little bit of deep breathing, breath retention. So as you inhale, feel the belly, ribs, chest expand. Breathe deep into the lungs. And then we're going to hold the breath. Slowly exhale all the air out. Once again, a deep inhale, as much oxygen as possible, and hold the breath. Here, you can hold it as long as feels comfortable for you. Let it melt into the whole body. Slowly exhale. We'll take a deep inhale once again, big inhale. And this time, instead of holding, we'll exhale and hold the exhale out, letting your body completely deflate. Once again, a deep inhale. And a slow, long exhale out. Hold the breath out, relaxing through the face, feeling yourself becoming heavier into the mat. Allowing yourself to release into corpse pose, releasing any control of your breath, of your thoughts, just observing what arises without any judgment. I'm going to leave you here today. I hope you enjoy your Shavasana. Soak it in. I thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.
Bye, namaste. Bye.